really easy camps. And as you can see, Nicker tanking a lot with his Engine of War before he eats a tree, and that's just for efficiency's sake, because there's no way his tree is actually going to be killed, and so he may as well just get as many hits as he can, and then creep this as quickly and as efficiently as possible. And Moon getting a Gloves of Haste, and Nicker picking up a Ring of Protection. So not a brilliant item for Nicker, but certainly not the end of the world. And Nicker going for a pretty standard build. As you can see, he's blocking off a lot of his base here, just so that he can put it in his tier 2 buildings later. And actually Moon has a wisp here. That's pretty cheeky of him. Nicker might notice this, actually. Moon's bringing this wisp out. He likes to put these wisps here, actually, just that position. Maybe that's where we'll see it going. Nicker actually tries to block the wisp with another wisp, but that doesn't really happen. And it looks like Nicker's not even going to bother trying to kill it. He's just going to move away, and that's probably for the best, because Moon's actually already got on a jump on the creeping. And we'll be hitting level 2 in a second, getting a Tome of Agility as well. And meanwhile, Moon now putting up an Ancient of War, actually, with this with that whisper that was about, and that's just gonna be a nice stalling tactic. We saw that a bit in the 2 versus 2, and that's clearly Moon's hoping for the exact same effect. The Demon Hunter not running around to space to actually get to it. I'm not exactly sure why. Now he's going there now, and Nick are continuing to produce archers, and I imagine Moon is too. Yeah, Moon still is as well. And Moon has now cancelled that Agent of War. So a very nice stalling tactic actually there from Moon. Obviously he never thought that it would sort of get up and would be a game-winning thing, but just the fact that in that time, Nicker really had to waste time with the Demon Hunter. He still only has level 1 Demon Hunter, whereas Moon has a level 2 and is now creeping as well. He's picked up an extra tome, and sort of he has a general advantage. And this wisp actually got free as well, and is just still able to go and scout around. And I'm not sure if Nicker actually has a scout in Moon's base, but Moon is now teching as well, and I think if his tech might be a bit behind Nicker's. Actually, no, it's about the same, despite having built that Ancient of War. But Nicker is now creeping this Ogre Magi with his archers around the back here. It's very nice for protecting them and doing some extra damage, but picking up a Potion of Greater Mana, which isn't great, and so he does sell it. And still, it's 200 gold, so that's pretty nice. Meanwhile, Moon, having taken quite a bit of damage, but does have a Claws of Attack as well. Very nice Demon Hunter item there. And Nicker is going to look like he's actually going to try and creep out this entire camp just by pulling them sort of fairly far out, so that if Moon does come in for the creep jack, it won't be the end of the world. And Moon now putting up an Ancient of Wonders fairly near the tavern, but not actually at the tavern. That's a bit odd. I guess he doesn't want it to be scouted, and then he wants to be able to pick up his staff quickly in case his Naga's in trouble, which makes a good amount of sense. And Nicker's Demon Hunter now is actually taking a lot of damage, but will be able to finish creeping this camp, and will be pretty close to level 3, well, sort of 2.7 or something. And Moon now has picked up a couple mercs and will finish creeping off this merc camp here, and that's going to be very nice for him, because it's going to mean that he's going to be able to get this really nice item from the Renegade Wizard, which tend to not be brilliant items for the Demon Hunter, but tend to be very good for Nolga, something like that. So I think that's probably what we'll be seeing second. And these techs are now finishing. No Hunter's Hall for Moon, and an Ancient of Wonders there for Nicker. The reason he's put this here actually is that it's a bit, you can be pretty clever, and you can actually bring your Demon Hunter or your Naga here, and you can do some shopping there, and they won't even realize, and so you can just do a bit of sort of proximity shopping. And meanwhile, Moon has picked up another Claws, actually, so he's doing plus 15 damage. That's very nice for him. And no Hunter's Hall for Nicker either, and they are both now tier 2, and they will be picking up Nagas. There they are there. And obviously the Naga's taking a lot of damage. And Nicker's actually goes down immediately, and Moon's in a lot of trouble. Looks like it will go down as well. 16 hit points, and it gets blocked by Nicker's archer, and it does go down. But Moon has managed to take out a lot of archers as well, and Nicker's now taking down a couple, but I don't think he's taking down as many. Moon's actually archers are dusted, and Nicker's aren't, so he can just use hide, and that's what he does now. He has 2 hidden there, and I think Nicker's taking down a couple now as well. And so I think Moon is only taking down 1 more archer, and so it's not a huge deal for him. But Nicker's Demon Hunter is a lot more injured. He does have a boots, which Moon doesn't have, but Moon actually should probably go shopping, try and buy a staff. He has enough gold for it. And there he does buy a staff, but he doesn't manage to staff that archer home in time, and this Demon Hunter will have to run away. And meanwhile, during that distraction, Nicker's managed to run the rest of his archers away, so that's very nice for him. And the Nagas are already back. Ancient of Wind's going down, I assume. There's 1 Ancient of Wind. No tier 3 yet, so maybe it'll be a tier 2 Ancient of Wind, or archer and a couple dots build. And 1 Ancient of Wind for Nicker as well. We might see a tech later. I'm not sure. Obviously you want to get that first Ancient of Wind down as quick as possible, so you can get out your first couple of dots, because they're just so good, and just getting that Fairy Fire on whatever one unit you want to focus down is just so important. And Nicker now bringing in a Wisp just to scout this, and Moon has now started his tier 3 tech, and that's good for Nicker. He'll just scout that in time. And meanwhile, Nicker not yet teching to tier 3, but he doesn't have the gold. He might be doing it in a second. And Moon now creeping out Nicker's natural expansion, getting another Gloves of Haste, and looks like Moon now getting his archers caught in a bit of a bad position. This is really good for Nicker actually. Moon needs to use serve his staff judiciously, I think, here, and he might actually have to just run all his unit or TP out because of that Noggle, just to be able to chase him down. It looks like Moon might actually lose his. No, he doesn't actually. He manages to hide his archers, and the Berserker had enough health to survive. And Nicker now running to the Merc camp, and I imagine he's going to creep in and then maybe pick up an item. But Moon does actually have a Wisp at the back here. That's quite nice, and that he's going to be able to scout this, although it is not overly unpredictable, so Moon might have been able to get anyways. And the second Ancient of Wind now going up for Moon. His training's on the way, but first obviously you want to get one dot out, just because it just makes pretty good sense too. And Moon actually with the Wisp at the Merc camp as well, obviously making very good use of his Wisps. Moon's very good with that. And Nicker now tanking a lot of damage actually on his Demon Hunter. He might want to use this replenishment potion, because I find there's never really a great time to use with one of those things, especially as Elf, when you can just go to a Moon well. And he does use that replenishment potion. And meanwhile, Moon's been creeping out. He picks up another Claws actually, so he's doing plus 21 damage, and then has 2 Gloves of Haste as well. That's really nice for him. And Naga level 2 as well. And Moon has now scouted the Scout Wisp from Nicker, which has actually been trapped by a very nice position of that Troll Shadow Priest. But Moon moves it a bit, and the Wisp has managed to escape. And looks like Moon's going to pick off this last Berserker and maybe try and buy an item, but I think Nicker bought an Invuln Pot. He probably did, at least. Nicker did buy an Invuln Pot and the Scroll of Healing, so there's not really much for Moon to buy. And we can actually check. There's nothing really that Moon will want to buy at this point. But level 4 Demon Hunter, that's going to be really strong, and Moon's pulling out some more creeps here. You'll see he's creeping actually a lot of Nicker's camps, and it's just going to be really annoying for Nicker, because it's going to mean there's going to be less for him to creep later. And Nicker's second Ancient of Wind quite late. Moon's obviously already up and has been pumping dots for a while, and that's going to probably start to pay off as soon as Moon hits tier 3. And another Claws actually for Moon. He's just passing for the Naga now, because he just has too many really. And 2 on the Demon Hunter, 2 on the Naga, but the plus 9 on the Demon Hunter, just because obviously the Demon Hunter has a pretty lethal attack, and it's nice to have all that extra damage, because it just adds so much unpredictability to your damage. And meanwhile, Nicker is now creeping out the Renegade Wizard. We'll see what he gets from this. He's picked up a lot of Mercs as well, and Moon's Wisp is being focused down. Looks like it will have to detonate, or might just die. No, it does just die. That's a bit unfortunate. And Ring of Protection for Nicker. Really bad luck for him, especially considering Moon's excellent item luck so far. And Moon's dots still add up training, but I imagine this is the master training here. Yeah, it is. And I'm not sure if that's what Nicker's doing. Yeah, Nicker's getting the same thing, a bit behind. But I think the bigger problem is the just number of dots Moon has. Moon has 5 dots now by the looks of things, and that's just going to be so important just for keeping that Demon Hunter in the air and then focusing down some other units, whereas you see Nicker only has 3, and he's not even producing from his one of his Ancient of Winds, because he spent a lot on items early on with buying that Invuln Pot and buying the Heal Scroll and stuff, and Anti-Magic Potion as well, but obviously that's really important in this situation. And that almost level 3 on the Naga now. That's going to be quite nice to get that level 2 Fork Lightning. Those work really well against dots, and it just means you can soften them up at the beginning of a battle. And Moon actually buying an Invisibility Potion. Does have an Anti-Magic Potion and an Invuln Pot as well for the dots, but an Invisibility Potion will be quite nice. Maybe you'll be able to steal either the experience or just the tome from these creeps. I imagine you'll just steal the tome, but actually engagement now just here from Moon. Moon immediately pops his anti-magic potion, and you can see Nicker does the same with both his heroes. He just wants them to keep them both on the ground, and Moon's Naga in a bit of trouble, gets takes a lot of damage, but then has to be cyclone. But you can just see the number of cyclones Moon has is just really paying off. These anti-magic potions have worn off for Nicker, and so this Demon Hunter is just going to stay in the air for ages, and Moon's Demon Hunter is just free to sort of beat down on all the units, and the Naga does get killed, and these dots are just getting picked off by the archers still. That there's not really much Nicker can do, and this Naga is really low health actually. He does get mana burned down to 8 hit points, and then does get killed. It's pretty bad for Moon, because it was level 3. It's going to take a while to come back, but Moon is going to be able to pick off a lot of archers here, and Nicker has already lost a lot of dots as well, and Moon just continuing to cyclone this Demon Hunter. You can see the importance of having those early dots out. And even though Moon only has 3 left, I imagine he has a couple on the way here. Yeah, he does. And Nicker obviously with an orb just trying to focus down one of these dots because Demon Hunter's just so good at that sort of thing. And Moon having to run away with his 2 hit point dot, and it looks like he might actually get away because of that cyclone. And obviously there'd be no point in trying to escape, trying to get it to escape by turning into bird form, just because with an orb the Demon Hunter can attack air, so Moon has to run it manually, which is a bit less fun. And another nice micro there of a dot just getting out in time, and Nicker now coming back in, trying to get out of this surround, and it looks like he will. He does have a TP, but obviously he doesn't want to use it if he doesn't have to, and he does manage to get away. And Moon has a lot of low dots now. I imagine his Naga will be coming back fairly soon, and he'll need Moon might want to go by heal scroll and then go for another push. Obviously with these low dots he might actually just heal them off of Moon Wells, because he does have a fair bit of Moon juice.